Good evening. It's time for comics and real cocktails.
Yeah, and chalices for tonight. Yes, we
Look,
brought it out.
the chalice in here. The chalice is here. Apparently, the gin and the dark rum is doing its job. We'll be right back in a second. After in a few seconds after the special announcement. So this is that part of the show where it's like, well, tell your guest what your guest should tell people why you're here and blah 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 blah. But people kind of know who you are, but some people kind of don't know who you are. So I'm gonna fuck around and find out on their behalf. So we'll start with, what comic book made you start collecting comics?
So the first comic that I actually purchased was Venom: License to Kill, and you would think that at a young age you shouldn't be buying that, but that was actually my first comic, dude. My aunt, God bless her, she took me to a comic shop with my cousin. That was the one that stood out to me, man. That's what I bought, and since then fell in love. But that and the Scarlet Spider, dude. Scarlet Spider actually got me into all of this. So Spidey themed, anything Spider-Man.
You're the third Scarlet Spider guest.
Really?
That I've had. Yep.
There you go. You see?
Yep.
The 90s, bro. The 90s.
Dude, clearly, because Omnibo from Ozzyverse, Ben Reilly, MJ from MJ Comics, Ben Reilly, you know? And it's funny because that weekend I was in Canada is when I interviewed MJ for the show. Yes.
That's amazing.
I loved it. I was like, this is so international. I am in Canada in a basement filming. MJ's at home in the UK.
So what were you doing in Canada? Okay, who?
It was Ottawa Comic Con. You so quickly forgot.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Ottawa Comic Con. I didn't make it out to that.
No, and then we couldn't even see each other for that weekend because, personal horrors, intervened.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't make it.
No,
But you come to Canada often, right?
Once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year.
Not bad. And you're always in Ottawa, always in Ontario. You never hit this side of town, Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Right. Look, there's no one there for me except for you. And are you going to put me and my mother up for 4 nights? No.
Well, you could watch the kids one night. But, yeah, okay. I'm happy you corrected yourself because you said originally there's nobody in Montreal for you. But yes.
I'd say except you, of course.
There's me. There you go.
No. I mean, and there was that guy that I met at Sneakers over 20 years ago. But I mean, what are the odds?
That's why I asked. Who?
But that was over 20 years ago. That was the best Canadian hookup to date.
Great.
Love for comics too. Oh, love for comics. I was so happy to see him on your show. Great job.
He's a champion. Love for comics. Thank you for coming to hang out tonight, man. Guys, check out his Whatnot. The guy does tons of crazy giveaways and amazing books for sale too. I'm not on Whatnot. Like, I just go on to watch people's shows. I don't sell. But yeah.
But you go on to buy.
Yeah. Well, it depends. You know what I mean? Like, Love for comics, man. He tempts me. Thank God. A lot of the books that he's posting, I've got some of them, a good portion of them. But man, he almost gets me on some of them. I tune in just to support, see how he's doing, and he does a great job.
And then fight your inner child because you're like, I want to buy this.
Yeah, dude. Look, as a Canadian, it sucks when it comes to the shipping and stuff like that. It ain't cheap. So when you buy on Whatnot, you got to kind of spread out the funds, right? If you're gonna commit to a buy, you're buying at least 5 books that night.
Well, I know all about commitment and spreading out, so I understand.
The commitment part, I don't believe you.
You should. I was in a 4-year relationship and we were engaged.
Liar.
I ruined it by being engaged.
There you go. Yeah, you put on the wrong ring, didn't you?
It was still made of titanium.
My man. Okay, good for you.
Hey, Kevin Bird. Hey,
What up,
JSS.
JSS.
Columnist. Love for comics. Hello, everybody. This Friday nights is such a bad bat signal time because it's just everybody's doing something out there, and I'm just like, come here, enjoy us. We're having a drink. So for those of you who are not enjoying the Devourer of Worlds tonight, it's made up of gin, dark rum, honey, and then you're supposed to put something sparkling in it. And like, I could not find. Do you ever have those days where you're like, I know I have a whole case of tonic water in this house, and you just can't find it?
Yeah.
So I just topped it off with a little OJ and hoped for the best. And you know what? The first sip knocked me a bit on my ass. It was a very granny drink on the first sip, but now I'm kind of getting to it.
So you hit me up. You gave me the recipe. I warned you there was a good chance I wasn't going to be able to, put it together in time for the show because of, work, kids, all of that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm making up for it. Rather than that, I'm bringing a whole bottle, and we're gonna have fun with this one. So let's get it going.
I mean, we're just gonna fall apart. That's really what we're gonna do. It's gonna be great.
Drink of choice for tonight.
Absolutely.
Drink of choice.
Absolutely. Hold on. Let me rebat signal because that's what I have to do.
Let's get
it. My god. All right. So follow-up question: what's the first series that you decided to collect? Was it also Venom?
No, everything out the gate was Amazing Spider-Man, and obviously that's a journey that is going to take me forever. Hopefully we'll complete that in my lifetime of collecting. But
well, how many do you want to? How far do you want to go? 1 to what? I
want to go 1 to now.
My god.
I could tell you I've done a good portion of it. It's really the first 100 that I need to put some more work into.
Well, I was there for your first Gwen cover. That was delightful.
You were there for that.
You're like, I'm going to get that shit. I'm getting it now.
Yeah. First Gwen cover is there. First appearance of Gwen is here. There's tons. I don't know. I have so much Spidey stuff. But yeah, no, Amazing Spider-Man's the run I wish to complete, but it's what kicked it off for me. So hopefully that's how I end it. If I could, I would trade my entire collection just for like an AF-15, and I'd be proud.
Oh, you guys in the AF-15.
That's what got me in it, dude. Spidey's my guy.
No, I hear you, but AF-15 isn't what got me in it, right? So and also, I tell people all the time, my collection dies with me, right? Yeah. So I mean, obviously there's things that I end up with that have nothing to do with anything else. Guadalajara slots! I have a roommate that got drunk off a beer. Some people don't know what they're doing. Actual Dracula, what's up?
Yo, Drac, what's up, bro?
The last person on this show to properly drink with me. Thank you.
Hey, I'm drinking, just not the same drink.
No. You're properly drinking.
We're gonna go harder than you tonight, baby. Let's go.
I said the last guy to properly drink with me.
There you go.
I just hope I don't get sad, depressed, Terrificon evening drunk. Lando. That's what I.
You were disappointing. You made me sad, Cliff. I thought you were gonna party.
Staying in the same hotel. I'm old. I have diabetes. I don't know what you want from me.
It's not an excuse. Yo, Hyper. We were lugging him around, falling asleep everywhere. The guy fell asleep outside.
First night, and I wasn't even there for that. And then the second night, you're like, "Why is everyone a bunch of old men and going to bed?" And I'm like, "Because we're a bunch of old fucking men. What do you want?"
Horrible. You guys all let me down. All of you.
Well, you know what? Some of them had broads to bang. So, how am I supposed to compete with that? I never seem to be able to compete with that. The only time I can compete with that is when I'm sloppy seconds.
I can't help you there, but I can help you get drunk. So that's another thing. But yeah, you guys went to bed early. I remember at Terrificon there was one moment where you literally looked at me and you're like, "I'm going to bed. I can't do this anymore."
It was right after we left whatever that little shit show semi-bar. First of all, we're trying to watch a fight. You can't actually watch it anywhere. It was just madness. And everyone is just meandering through. You got that freaking wild-ass conservative cowboy fucker walking around, and we're following him everywhere. And I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know if we're actually following him, or I just think we're following him because he's a tall ass motherfucker. So we're just wandering around.
Yeah, no. everybody was doing their own thing, man. Yo, I have to say, Terrific Con is one amazing con. If you guys have not been, totally need to go. Everything in one place. It's a casino resort. The con takes place there. And man, let me tell you, the partying doesn't stop. You could be walking the floors. You're in the casino. You're gonna walk by a blackjack table. We saw Stephanie Hans. I think you had just went to bed at that time. I don't remember.
Well, remember, I was staying a half hour away. All right, so it wasn't like this was very easy on me. Stephanie Hahn, I missed that, but I did interrupt. What's his name's evening? Oh my God, the one from Walking Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Michael Rooker there.
Yeah, because I'm looking for you guys, right? Which, by the way, I don't even find y'all till like 2-3 hours after the fact, right? So I'm looking for Michael Rooker. I'm not Michael Rooker. I'm looking for you. And the girl's like, oh, there's these people sitting in the side room. And I dip my head in, and it's Michael Rooker and another table with Star Trek people, which, by the way, Gregory Peck's grandson is one of the most gorgeous motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life, right? And I'm telling you, he's so gorgeous. I don't care if you're straight. You cannot ignore how gorgeous he is in person. And what's his name? Ming. And Ming's got this big, cheeky face of food, right? And it was funny. Look at this. Look at Guadalajara. That's the con where Very Gary always gets sick at. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think he had left earlier or some shit.
Mama Bear. Good evening.
Good evening.
So I want to know how Dracula passed out on a bench outside of Terrificon, and how can we remake this? Or were you just like flying by night and you bit somebody super drunk?
Unfortunately, Drac wasn't there last year. I didn't see him. So hopefully this year is where we can bump into each other, because let me tell you, the party didn't stop. I hope that we get to live that again. Clearly, Cliff is not going to keep up, as you heard tonight. He'll go to bed at like 9 o'clock. That's Cliff. Just
okay,
so you know.
You know you're exaggerating. I left at 1, and when I got to my hotel room at 1:33, I was locked out because the key activation stopped working. And ultimately, I get the front desk girl to help me, and she can't fix the door, so I have to bang on the door and beg my roommate to wake up and let me in.
Yeah. Hey, whatever story makes you feel better, but he goes to bed early.
It was 1 o'clock, people, okay? I was there at 8 at that Irish fucking bar looking for them. I interrupt Michael Rooker and other people's dinner. Then I go try to find some food where I have those Irish fucking tater tot bullshit that they had on the menu. And then there's people setting up like karaoke, and Rooker comes in with all these broads and heads into a corner. Again, are any of my friends around? No, but 2 fans of mine. I'm like, oh my God, I have fans. Show up and chill with me for a minute. And they're like, we love your show, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are the best, and making my night. Finally, it is 9:34. You know how I know numbers? Because I was traumatized waiting for motherfuckers. So I come around. I still see nobody. But thank God, at 9:34, there is the butcher, his girl, and Erod and Erod's son. And finally, I had someone to fucking talk to. So then the whole conversation... Bo, I love you, you're here. The whole conversation turns into how Erod stays looking young by eating that young pussy. And then he goes, I want you to tell my son. And I was like, I don't want to tell your son. And then we get into this whole thing. I said, I'm going to say something disgusting and involves your father. I need you to be prepared. He's like, I can handle it. I said, I tell your father he looks good because he's always eating that young pussy. And his son starts laughing. He goes, my mom is 11 years younger than him.
Yep.
You know? And then, shortly after that, I started feeling Butcher's forearm, and it was like a little grainy. It wasn't like perfectly smooth. And it's like, my girl likes it perfectly smooth. He goes, you like it a little rough? I was like, I'm built for all men. And then,
yep.
I said, but I can understand how she likes it. How she likes it a little bit smooth. And so and at that point, you finally. Now it's about 10 something, early 10s. You finally arrive on the radar with a text message. And we slowly start to migrate. And we kept this shit up till 1 a.m. when I couldn't take it anymore. And you were so disappointed. And I was like, I don't know what you want from me.
That's how we do it, man. We play hard to get. But yeah, no, Cliff, Cliff's only like scratching the surface on the amount of things that were said and done. It was a great time. I hope that you guys all make it out the next year. As you can see, some of the stories.
Yeah, and also, I am a comic book show mentor because this motherfucker is like dying because we're in line for fucking Eric Larson, okay? Like, we're in line for a legend, and he is quivering. And I was like, cut this shit. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, dude. I'll be honest. When it comes to conventions, especially one such as Terrificon, right? Like, there was so much going on, and there was so many good books, so many good sales. Obviously, artists. There were, actors, actresses, you name it, and just waiting in line for one, I felt like I was wasting my day, if that made any sense, right? So you don't want to do that. There's people that actually you can pay that bring books to the booths, and it's like, here's $5 a book, like go take care of it type thing, so I can continue to walk the floor. Genius. I love these people because they're huge lifesavers. Some of those lines, dude, you saw the ones for Jim Lee, the one for Scotty Young, for Claremont, for Scott Snyder, dude.
Scotty Young, by the way, Saturday morning before I found you, his line was totally fucking empty, man. And I was like, well, now I wish I had Scotty Young stuff on me.
Yeah, but that's the best part too about the con is, like, if you book a room within the hotel, you guys can like go back and forth, like drop off your books. If you have too much shit on you, you just go bring it back, come back with a new bag full of stuff.
And if you book a room at the murder motel like I did, sure you'll hold gunshots, but also you save a bunch of money. I will never do the murder motel again. But like, unbelievable. Spidey's in the house too. That's Spidey.
What's up? Book at the hotel, man.
No, because I keep trying to get Mitch to give me the goddamn freaking code so I can get a decent hotel room. The hotel room it dicks me down harder than a Dominican, and it's not as fun.
Damn. Cliff's spicy tonight. I saw Brian LCS in the house mentioning that Cliff did his hair for this show tonight.
Yeah, Captain Sexy, absolutely.
What are you going to get? A refill?
Also, you're getting an extra dose of me. Because this bitch, and I love him. Let's not forget, I genuinely love him. I love him like a brother. But this motherfucker right here, I have not been on his show in 5 months. 5 months. And I just sit every Sunday night supporting him and wiping the tears.
Are you serious? You're counting down like it's 5 months, really?
Yes.
Oh my God, I've broken the man's heart. I apologize, but
no, I count down. I said it's like January's my birthday month. I really want to be on. Cliff, I'm sorry I double booked you. And then that was it. Then I literally sent him a message at one point, and I said, if you ever wish to have me on again, blah 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 blah. And if you don't, I understand, but maybe you should come on my show. You're welcome. I got him here.
There you go. So that's how it worked. I think Cliff understood loud and clear. I never want him on my show again, guys. So there you go.
Exactly. That's it.
No, I'm kidding. To be honest with you,
he replaced me with Chia Pet. He replaced me with Triple Mill. All of them. That's it. He loves them. I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I clearly offended all the
No. Like, there's the bottom of the barrel, but like at the bottom of the barrel, there's a leak, and you leaked right through that. You went even lower. But no, Cliff, if ever you want to talk,
I understand.
If ever you want to talk comics, you're more than welcome. I am just horrible when it comes to scheduling and booking and all that. Like, seriously, I just wake up in the week and I'm like, okay, who's on this week? Let's see. I hit up whoever. I'm like, hey, you want on? So that's how I do it. I keep it fresh. Whoever wants to hop on, great. Hit me up. You're more than welcome. So that being said,
he'll have me on eventually.
Yes, and
probably in January.
You will talk comics. You will talk comics. We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna talk comics tonight.
Let's go.
We're gonna talk comics tonight. I love to give you shit. You know that, right? Okay.
I know. Don't worry. It's coming back your way tonight, baby. We have a good one.
It really is 5 months.
I can't believe you counted that. No, it sounds even more sad.
No, it is, because I love you, and like it's like hurtful. Like at one point I was like, oh my God, this is what the guys that created the Venture Brothers felt like when what's his name, Steve from the Tonight Show, who used to be on Comedy Central. Well, I can't remember his name.
Okay, continue. Just go with the story.
But anyhow, you know, like how they felt when like he was not getting back to them, and then he found out that his agent was not getting back to them, and then you know he rectified the situation.
So I'm gonna blame my agent, who is Love for Comics, who's in the chat.
Stephen Colbert. So the creators of the Venture Brothers could not get a hold of Stephen Colbert, and it was like breaking their hearts. And then Stephen Colbert found out about it, and then of course he was back on the show, you know, and he was like, "It's a beautiful story."
Well, there you go. So you're back on. Don't worry. Anytime.
We'll have to do something next January. A mutual party. Look at that.
There you go. Next January. Book it.
Yes. Dog ate the booking agreement. There you go. It is Love for Comics' fault, and he blamed the dog, so it's the dog's fault. I love it. I love it. I love it. 5 months, 4 days, 1 week. And
oh my god. All right.
Oh my god.
So what are we doing tonight? Let's get on to it.
Now that we had this heart to heart, I'm done. We could just turn it off and finish drinking. No. We got to get back on track. First up, the comic of the week, and I made a controversial choice. I've been waiting. First of all, I think the issue's a week old, strike one. But I've been waiting so freaking long for this story to finish, and I finally got my damn ending. And you know what? I don't care. The Deviant, issue 9, finally. And you know, it wasn't traditional. That's what it was. It was not traditional. And you know what? I don't even care. I'm so happy to have an ending. Now, if they do some kind of sequel, oh, wait, Boner Jams is in the house. He dropped a super chat for $4.99. Let me go find some love for him. Let's go find an appropriate thank you. There we go. He's another Canadian too.
There you go. Dude, give me a second. I'm just going to grab ice. Hold on.
Of course.
Continue.
So anyhow, so happy for the freaking Deviant to end, like, killing me. So, like, you know, so traditionally you meet all the players in, like, your murder mystery are, like, in, like, Act 1, you know, usually Chapter 1. In this case, not at all. Chapter 1 has all sorts of unresolved issues. So if you want to find out who the original murderer was, there's none of that. It's completely left to your imagination. But we serve it up at the end. Look at this. I'm in the right time zone for comics and coffee, and Cliff hosts a cocktail face bomb. Wait a second. Okay, I think David means I'm in the wrong time zone for comics and coffee, and Cliff hosts a cocktails. So yes, let's do that. And then Love from WonderCon. He's in WonderCon. Yes, he is. Oh, let's get a proper thank you for that. I'm already tipsy already.
Yep.
All right, that is my comic of the week. Now it's your turn, man, with the Silver Surfer Chalice.
Yes, I brought the Chalice because it was notorious over on a Sunday show not too long ago. But I haven't picked up my books physically, but I did read them digitally. So just so you guys know, Comic Legion, of course. I haven't had a chance to go see them, but it was tough to narrow it down because I'm big on the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff, as you know. Ultimate Spidey was a great issue.
And we got Sandman.
Sorry?
We got Sandman.
Ultimate Sandman. You saw the ending? Did you read it? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be in play over there. But Ultimate Wolverine was very good. Enjoying that. The one that surprised me most this week so far, of the books I've had the chance to read, which I still have a long list of books to read over the weekend, but we're taking everyone down with us. Number one was actually really good. I know that this was highly anticipated. There was like a little ash can or something that was available and was selling pretty well in the secondary market. I spoke about this, but we're taking everyone down with us. It was really good. It's a 6-issue miniseries that's coming out from Image. It just dropped. If you guys didn't have a chance to read it, I encourage everybody to do it. It's a double-sized issue for the issue 1, and it's only $4.99. So it was really good. You got Rosenberg behind that, Matthew Rosenberg. There's a lot of nice covers. If you're a cover person, you've got like, dude, the latte cover is stunning. Love that cover. The regular cover A is all right. But yeah, the read itself was really good. This younger girl, 13 years old. Her name's Annalise or whatever. Robots. Her father created these robots. He had like this robot bodyguard type thing, and it was again a really good read. I know I don't sell it so well, but I encourage you.
Is this You'll Do Bad Things, or am I getting it wrong?
No, You'll Do Bad Things is a totally different book. This is called We're Taking Everyone Down with Us, and it's really, really
my God. I thought you're like, I'm taking everyone down with us on this road, and that's the name of the book. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
No.
Wow.
So for myself, like that so far is the read of the week for me. I can't believe I'm putting that above my more favorite titles, such as Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Wolverine. But it was really an enjoyable first issue. So I'm on board for the 6 issues. Let's go. But yeah, man, it was very interesting. Like I said, that the things that unfold, because I don't want to spoil too much. It's only the first issue, but the things that unfold throughout the issue, it kept me interested. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, buying issue 2. I like this. Rosenberg did a great job with the writing. Loved the art. I forget who did the art. Yeah, okay, there you go, Stefano Landini.
This is how we do it. Okay. After her mad scientist father is killed by the world's greatest spy, 13-year-old Annalise is left all alone in the world, sort of. Her dead dad's robot bodyguard is following her around for some reason. Now Annalise has a choice. Try to lead a normal life for the first time ever, or seek revenge and maybe overthrow the world order in the process. Image Comics presents a journey of regret and retribution, super spies and pseudoscience, growing up and global domination, from the brilliant artist Stefano Landini and okay-ish writer Matthew Rosenberg. That motherfucker said okay-ish writer. Yep. It's We're Taking Everyone Down with Us.
Yeah, it was an awesome first read for a first issue, man. I really enjoyed it, so I'm on board. Now, again, there's several other books that I've yet to read this week. Absolute. Sorry,
let me thank Retroverse for his contribution.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's it called? Martian Manhunter there.
Yeah.
That one looked trippy as hell, so I can't wait to read it. I haven't read it.
Yeah, and I am avoiding it because it's too trippy for me. But now I'm hearing mixed reviews. Also, I just can't afford all this stuff. So like, it's like it's rough. And Heroes Con's around the corner, and then Terrificon is around the corner from that.
Yeah,
so,
I did, guys. I named those 3 books, but I have to say, Batman 158. Like everybody was anticipating this, the Return of Hush. It was okay, but like it didn't blow me out the water. So I'm hoping that the story's going to pick up as of the next issue. But it was all right. Nothing crazy. I still have to read Absolute Wonder Woman. I know that we're getting the first appearance of the Hades, or so.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's that. I have so much still that I need to read. So my top book for now is We're Taking Everyone Down with Us, and I think it's gonna be hard to fight with this week because I really enjoyed it.
You know what? You got me to read. You got me to do the read over, and the read over sold me. So there you go.
Yeah, dude, it's really a fun read for a first issue.
Yeah. So that's it, everybody. That for that segment. That was.
Not
So
bad.
the next segment is tougher. You know,
Sure.
because it's all about did your butthole shake when you made this purchase?
Oh, my
It doesn't
butthole
have
shake.
to,
Dude.
it doesn't have to literally be your butthole shaking, but like it's the equivalency of your butthole shaking.
So is this something you're whipping out of your box right now?
Yeah, once again I'll go first.
There you go.
Now it's time for Bussy Busters. So this one's extra sweet because I won this from J-Med, right? And he and his buddies have been working on. Oh, hold on. Oh, here it is. Working on Eric and supporting this their independent title.
Nice.
Right? And so anyhow, he did a giveaway, and I won the giveaway. And you could choose a Marvel slab or a DC slab. And the DC slab, first of all, I'm more of a DC guy. Second of all, the DC slab was also signed, so I went with the DC slab. But you can go to comicavalon.com and still support this project and pick it up. Highly recommend.
Nice.
All right. And look, Kickstarter scan codes in the back, everything.
Now, Cliff, I've met you in person at Terrificon. You are quite a large, tall, very tall man compared to me. So the way you held that book, is that printed in ashcan form, or is that a regular
form? Yes, it is.
Okay, I just thought the book looked extra small next to you. I was like, man, I don't know, Cliff.
Look, it's the size of my face almost.
Yeah, there you go, guys. If you haven't seen Cliff in person, the guy is literally like, you're what, 6'4" easily?
I'm 6'3".
6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah. He picked me up, gave me a bear hug, slipped a.
Oh, that was
finger
the
through
best. I was so happy when I found you and I just snagged you up.
Yeah, literally.
And he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I went to the car to put stuff away. And I'm just like, I'm going to find you.
Yeah.
And I'm like running through the crowd like the juggernaut. It was so great.
It was at that moment I knew my life was ruined.
Right, because no one's ever going to hug you like me, you know? And then look, a thank you card.
That's cool. That's
and
cool.
Of course, Eric still needs your help. So, of course, I'm going to tell people, please go love it. So you'll be impressed. I think you'll be impressed with what this 9.8 turned out to be, because it's Black Adam number 12, and it is signed by Jam.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I love Jang stuff. Like, I'll be fully transparent. Sometimes it's missed for me, but when he hits, he hits. That's a very nice cover.
Listen, the only time he's ever missed for me is every time he does Superman. He does something I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you making these artistic choices that I do not approve of? And why is it always on Superman? You know?
Yeah. I love it. But Cliff, you know what? Jang. Let's talk Jang, because we met Jang.
Yes.
We did. And it was
And
at Terrificon.
I spared telling him that you keep fucking up my Man of Steel.
Yeah. Yeah. That was but that was fun, man. Jang is super nice, guys. Like
No, he is super nice and sweet and all the good things, and he still owes me an Iron Man, and I'm gonna make sure that happens. I'll be like, I'm going to remind you, sir, that when I last saw you.
All right, let's bust some bussies, baby.
I bet you'd be great at it. You know, not enough straight men get in on it.
You're fucked. So I'm bringing this one because you brought it up, but one recent book that I added to the collection is Avengers 48, as you can see, booyah, in a CGC 5.0. First Dane Whitman, and of course, well, so not first Dane Whitman, when Dane Whitman becomes Black Knight, of course. But dude, this book dropped significantly, man, and I'm so happy about that, because all the
It made a better purchase.
Right, dude. This cost me it was $75 Canadian. So
Yeah,
that's
excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah, super cheap. But I want to surprise Cliff.
That's like 85 cents American.
Yeah, now we're really gonna bust some bussies, because this one ties to Cliff, and this is the only reason why I'm putting this on the show tonight.
Oh,
I shared this not too long ago over on Instagram, but it's a book that has a story, and a story that only few got to see my real reaction at Terrificon, and it's a CGC 96 of Thanos Quest #1, signed by the man himself, Starlin. As you can see, Cliff was there to see me get this signed. I just got it back from CGC. I haven't sent this because I was on the fence, and Cliff, you know exactly why.
I know. For the first thing that went through my mind was, oh no, why did you meet Jim Starlin alone?
Yeah. So check this out, okay? Just so you guys are aware, this is the only book of Thanos Quest that is a CGC JSA on the census right now, and it's a 9.6. And what ended up happening, so you guys who don't know the story, I went to see Jim Starlin at Terrificon, and I asked him to sign this book. I've been looking, forward to this moment for quite some time. A book I've always wanted to get signed by him. I have a ton of Thanos stuff here, as you can see. Like, there's Thanos there's the first appearance of Thanos. Thanos books to me have always been some of my favorite purchases when I was a kid. The Silver Surfer run, the Infinity Gauntlet. So this was all a big moment for me. And when I finally got to meet Jim Starlin, I bring the book to him, and I'm like, all excited, talking to him. And then he looks at the book. He goes, "Hey, do you want to hear my con joke of the day?" And I look at him. I'm like, sure. He's like, "How do I get Thanos to look up to me?" And then he just signs like that, where it's, the signature of his name right on fucking Thanos' face. And I'm like, did he really just not sign, like, all this open spacing? He could have just signed. He had to do that. So, yeah, that was my first encounter with Starlin. But now I look at the book, and I'm like, man, this is a fun story to tell. I look back at it. Dude, I walk in my room, and I see it there. I'm just like, yeah, good times. I think of you. I'll think of everybody that we hung out with at Terrificon. That moment. Ozzy, too, trying to comfort me. I was like, yo, Ozzy, thank you so much, bro. He was showing me videos that he did it to Swaggle Haas as well. And I'm like, man, poor Swag.
He absolutely did.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I'm happy. I just got that back, and the Avengers 48. I'm happy to have these added. Now, Cliff, I buy a shit ton of books every week, so I mean, we could go on forever, but I won't go any further.
No, I was gonna say I buy a shit ton, but some are just like special. Some just like took that work and that effort. Yeah. Look at love for comics, no regret. I love that. I love it. All right, that was our pussy. And the best part is that I could put this fucker on the wall. Now I can rearrange the space. So great. I am happy you brought up the Black Knight, because like a lot of people, when I message them about what they should have for the show, they don't know, and they're so nervous. So like when Joel was on last week, he was like, I only brought 2 books for my 5-finger shuffle because I was too nervous, and I'm like, it's okay.
So yeah, I just so you guys know, I don't even know if I've ever even shown anybody this live on stream, but like there's an entire disaster, like walls worth of like comics next to me. You're looking at whatever you need, Cliff. You tell me. If we need to pull out more books, we pull out more books. Yeah, exactly. I love.
I
love how we all have the same disease.
Yeah,
we all have the same disease.
So all of that is me re-archiving a bunch of old books that I inherited. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm also sitting on like dude, I've got comics completely stacked here in front of me. I've got under the desk. I've got like boxes completely going all the way down to the bottom. I hide them strategically for the camera, but if I move like this,
hide them strategically. Look.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We all have the same disease. I love this.
Yeah, exactly. No, we all have a problem.
Okay. No, I'm realizing my problem more.
I got my Brand Flakes C3 up here. No one can find Brand Flakes now, man. No one can find him. He's MIA.
Love that. It's nice though.
No, he did a wonderful job, but like, where is he? Like, you know, now I'm like worried. I'm like, I really hope that he's one of the. Oh wait, Brandflix art. Let me see. He's on Instagram, but his last post is August. So anyhow, I hope he's doing great. I hope this is one of those situations where it's like, I'm gonna retire to Italy, and then that's it.
Cliff, I'm on my like third glass already, so like you gotta fucking keep up, bro.
I am keeping up. Have you not noticed me refill this thing like 4 or 5 times now?
You're being a terrific on Cliff again.
No, I'm not, bitch. I'm diabetic. I'm not. This makes me into a lightweight. This is a whole lot.
I've heard at least 14 excuses since we started the stream. Come on, Cliff.
Listen, okay. Do you have someone who lives with you who bitches at you about everything? Because I do. And she was like, "Oh my god, you're putting so much alcohol in there." Did your wife complain about how much alcohol you're drinking tonight?
Probably in the morning.
Yeah, probably in the morning. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. You know what? I've talked enough about relations tonight. I'm not gonna get into it. Who am I?
Cliff.
Right, I am Cliff, and this is Cliff and Cocktails.
There you go.
Nope, Comics and Cocktails with Cliff.
There you go.
You know, love for comics. I'm glad I'm not alone. You're not alone. You're
Bro.
not alone. Look, over 20 short boxes. Okay, first of all, this room is over 20 short boxes, right? And then I have a garage with 48 more short boxes. And I have 19 long boxes behind that wall. It is a show for the ages. A show for the ages.
So I always feel bad, especially when I have other comic collectors come over and they see loose comics, right? That's the thing. You know, it's like somebody walking in on your underwear on the floor. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want that shit, right? So when I have other people like Hyper comes over or Pacino or somebody local, and they see that I have loose comics, I feel like I'm doing a bad job as a collector. But Cliff, right. I just saw you with a ton of loose comics. Love for comics. I've seen you on my show. I've seen you on Whatnot. I could tell we're not alone, guys. We're not alone.
No,
There's
we're
a lot
never
more
alone.
like
you know, on my birthday, I was ashamed to show this room off to one of my friends, and he loved it. And he's like, no, this is so nice. He goes, this room is almost the size of it's like only half the size of my studio.
Yeah.
You know, because like he has to keep his comics managed because of the size of his studio, right?
Yep.
So like at a certain point, it's like, okay, what am I selling off? Because got to keep recycling, right? So I was like, I understand. And, you know, but then it is an addiction. Like I won this on Whatnot.
That's nice, man. What is it?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
This is the Arthur Adams Spider-Man variant, 1 in 100 to Marvel Comics 1000.
No kidding. That's so nice. I've never seen that.
Yeah, neither had I. And guess what? My dumbass is like, oh, let's get into a bidding war and try to snatch it.
Yeah. Well,
and I did, apparently.
You're not the biggest Spidey fan, right?
I'm not the biggest Spidey fan.
Okay.
Did we not see Marvel Team Up #1 right here?
I mean, yeah, I see it. I thought you always hated Spidey. I don't know. You come on my show, Cliff, and you shit on books, bro.
I I only hate current Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, that's fair. Me too.
You know, and like I've only said wonderful things about Ultimate Spider-Man. Was I not fully supportive of all of your Spider-Man decisions at Terrificon? You're like, I'm gonna get that Gwen Stacy. I'm like, yes, you are, bitch. Get in there. You get it. You
were
get it.
Supporting for a different reason, bro. You were trying to like butter me up. I know you were. You were like,
I wasn't trying to butter you up. If I was trying to butter you up, I would have kept unbuttoning your shirt for the rest of Saturday night.
You were enjoying my painted on pants. You made it very clear to me, bro. You literally looked at me.
If you're gonna show off the goods, what am I supposed to do? Poke my eyes out with a hot poker? Like, what are we like? You know, what is this?
I wore them for you tonight, bro. They're right here. But
there wasn't. And I love that you lean left. It was excellent.
So yeah, I wore soccer track pants throughout the con, and Cliff literally looks at me. He's like, "Hey man, you hang to the left." I was like, "You okay? Yo, thank you."
I'm just saying.
Yep.
You know, present me a charcuterie board, and I'm going to comment. You know,
Good
there were
times.
the meats, there was the cheeses.
Good times.
Yeah, you know, it's too bad. It's too. I love your relationship with your wife. So,
There
you
you
know, it makes sexualizing you awkward, but not impossible. So,
Cliff. Don't change, bro. Don't ever change. You know,
I can't change. I was like, if I change, I want you to murder everyone to change me. All right.
guys, I never saw a man sweat so much other than Cliff at Terrificon. When I tell you he was surrounded by Matt Forge, he had the Butcher, he had all of us there, and we were sending jokes all around. We were having so much fun playing along with this stuff, and Cliff was living. That's why he looked at us at one point, which was apparently 1 a.m. I still feel like it was 9 p.m.
No, that was around 11 p.m. because we were still together.
Yeah, and he literally looks at it and he's like, I can't take it anymore. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed.
No, because obviously, first of all, Jay, aka the Butcher, he left us. Okay.
He did.
All right. So that was strike one. Almost immediately after, Matt leaves us. And then that's when it starts dwindling. And now I'm down to 30% Italian sausage energy. And you obviously are not going to throw a wiener in this hole. So
No.
there's only so much I could do. You know?
Yeah. I love my wife.
I love your wife.
Yeah. She's a bombshell. But all right, let's keep busting bussies, bro. I don't know if you saw this. Linkin Park. Did you see this? Did you guys know about this comic?
Listen, I'm not gonna pretend to be as excited as you are about it, but you clearly love it.
Yeah, no, this was cool, man. It was it's a small little read. There's nothing crazy about it. Yo, what's up, Izzy? Nice to see you here, brother. Guys, there's a video dropping over on Cover Price of Izzy tomorrow. It's a reflective on some books that popped in the past, and I believe it's March 2021 that they're looking at tomorrow.
It is, because that's what we're doing tonight, bitch.
Oh, okay, there you go. So,
mine is a very different game.
yeah,
You know, we don't go with a retrospective thing. We're like, was this ever worth it? That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, well, go check it out, man.
Yes,
No,
but
I'm not gonna continue busting bussies. I got a lot.
But that was not. This was anyhow. So Izzy does. This is not Izzy's first video doing this, but I think it's his first time doing it specifically for Cover Price.
No,
right?
no, there was 2 other videos.
Okay, so yes, so he has been doing it for Cover Price. All right, so he's been doing it for Cover Price. They're excellent, and they're in depth, right? Whereas when we play Rated or Hate It, there's nothing in depth. It's like, give me your guttural feeling on this.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah,
It's the third video. Yeah, I knew, because I've watched them and they're good.
They are. Yeah, no, Izzy does great editing. He brings great energy, great information. So definitely go check it out, guys. Cover Price crew is in the house, baby.
Absolutely. Which means maybe we should play Rated or Hate It.
Sounds intense. Sounds very intense. Let's do
I
it.
like it. Well, obviously, you know me. I like it intense.
Oh man.
Gotta keep it all. Gotta keep me all gussied up.
Let's go.
Where is this? Why is this not doing what I want? 8, 7, 1. Nope, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reflective, my collection.
It's that one.
Listen, you dirty whore. Where is my stuff?
Okay, I'll let it slide, Cliff. And then he asks me why he doesn't come on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly. What? Like I'm the worst thing that's ever come on there and said dirty whore? Come on.
No, there's more. But let's go.
Is it because I'm trying to dry hump half of the people who are watching your show? Stop.
Probably.
Anyhow, number 10 on our 2021 list is the Libre Mejo 1 in 25 variant of Marvel's Number 6, rate it or hate it. Now, since everyone needs an explanation when they're here, if we rate it, it's a scale of 1 to 5. Like 1, this is for some niche audience. 5, it's a must-have. You get how it goes. That's the gist of it. So, sir, rate it or hate it.
I'm rating this. I love this, bro. I'll give it an 8 if I have to, because right now at $40, that is a must buy. This is probably one of my favorite modern Silver Surfer covers. Like, this is so well done. It's crazy to think that back, of course, during
COVID.
Yeah, exactly. COVID numbers, 145 for a run near mint is up there. But CGC 98 is going at 265, now dropped to 150. Hey, man, if you were in this for the sake of cover, there's nothing else really behind this. Clearly, it's just a straight up cover grab. And I think this is worth the price of admission for the cover alone. So for me, today at $40, yes, I'm going to pick this up.
So I really enjoy Liber Mejo. And this is actually a very sexy Silver Surfer cover. So I'm going to join you in a 5, especially because it's quite affordable, right? Yeah. So I'm right there with you. Look at this mofo, 5.72, and carry the 1. Is it because I'm trying to draw your hump half the people on your show? Another reason to love you. I have similar energy. Right, Mama Bear. Right on, girl.
Mama
this
Bear.
Is why I love the support of my Canadians. Mwah.
Mama Bear's a Canadian. There you go. Shout out. Represent Canada. Appreciate you. Love you for even openly saying that. But yes, Cliff is bringing that energy everywhere and anywhere he goes.
Pretty much. Wait a second.
Yeah, I have to make sure my pencil sharpener is not near him.
Well, I would never.
Yeah, okay.
The only pencil sharpener we need is built in.
There you go.
All right, number 9 on this list is, oh my God, Ultimate Fallout number 4, which there should only be one answer and one answer only to this. Rate it or hate it?
Oh, rate it. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10, even at 250. Let's go.
Yeah.
Guys, yes, Izzy, I imagine we'll wait for tomorrow's video to hear your take on this, but I could dive forever on this, but I don't want to take up too much time, especially when it comes to Miles. Guys, Miles, just to give you a prime example, I have 2 kids. One's 5, one's 3. My kids, when I grew up with Peter Parker Spider-Man. My kids are growing up with Miles Morales. They're watching that cartoon, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, over on Disney Junior. So this gives you an idea that the future is healthy for Miles Morales. And I think kids of that age and time in the future will probably want to buy this up. I'm a big believer in Miles. You already know when he hits the MCU, this is going to pop right back up there. Will it hit the same numbers that it did within COVID? I don't know. I don't think so. Especially that 1 in 25 selling for the highs that it sold at, which was, dude, that was so wild to see that take place. But this is a key no matter what. This is Miles Morales. You cannot go wrong at 250. I'm a buyer. And CGC 98, 900. I've even seen some sales lower than that, to be honest. I know that March 2025, we're saying that that's more or less the average, but I've seen some sales go as low as 800. Another one that I'm a believer in, Cliff, you know firsthand, you saw me. I'm a big, fan of Gwen Stacy stuff. You watched me buy the first cover. Edge of Spider-Verse 2 is really low right now. This is a good time to buy in. And that's another character that I think, especially, the children of today are loving. I go to a con and I see out so much, Ghost Spider stuff.
Reasonably priced at this moment in time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because let's be honest, 2011 was just the other day, okay?
Yeah, no.
Meantime, I see people crap on books from 1976, and I'm like, it's a goddamn classic.
Yeah, for sure. But all this to say, I think with the COVID numbers, guys, one thing I've noticed so much, especially across YouTube, I see so many YouTubers with their clickbait bullshit, and no disrespect. But it is what it is. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Saying that the hobby is dying because books as such are coming down to a level where they're at. I think they're where they belong, and it's not reaching levels where it's, oh my god, critical. I think this is just excuses on their behalf to fit their narrative, because they've probably started collecting the wrong way and now they're trying to justify their losses or whatever. But when you look at the hobby is really thriving. Even Cover Price dropped a article where they were saying that, you know, the sales in 2024, the amount spent in 2024 on the aftermarket surpassed the COVID numbers. So just to show you how healthy it is, sure, books are coming down, but there's a lot more stuff to look at rather than say that the hobby is dying. And I think Miles Morales is a prime example. It's come down to a place where, you know, it's a lot less than it was in 2021. It's very affordable, and it's probably one of the best characters you can put your money in right now.
I will absolutely agree, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, you know, or even an outrageous 10 out of 5. But yes, I love it. Miles is excellent. He means a lot to the current generation of collectors, you know, which are still out there. So I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Also, apparently Love for Comics thinks I need to have Jeb on the show. What do you think?
Do it, man. Jeb is he's energetic, baby. Brace yourself. He's gonna bring that energy. Doesn't give a fuck. And I love Jeb for who he is.
We all know I can bring that energy too, even though your ass has left me tipsy.
Dude, I've now finished glass number 4. Like, let's go, dude.
All right, I'm just running out. I'm sorry. Here, let's just.
I think I'm gonna switch to beer now. Like, my bottle's taking a beating.
You're switching to beer. How dare you? Don't be weak. All right. So 5 out of 5 for both of us. 10 out of 5 for you. I love it. Next up, and I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Let's go. Oh, geez.
ENIAC number 1 by Matt Knott and Doug Braithwaite. So it's a bad idea comic. So let me take a wild guess. This thing was optioned.
Nope. So the whole ENIAC stuff back at this point in time, it was you know, bad idea was really the big move behind this, because a lot of shops were not even able to secure this, and it saw a big boom at that point within COVID. Of course, you know, you factor at the time, this is March 2021, guys. So we were right there with all of that, and bad idea doing some wicked marketing, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys remember those slabs with nothing in them and had grades on it. Like, that was just complete bananas. But yeah, this here was simply because the people were pumping this based on scarcity, if I recall correctly. And I remember shops saying, you know, they were not able to get this, and that's pretty much what was causing it. Option stuff, I don't remember hearing anything about option. But then Bad Idea had other books coming out at this point in time as well. And yeah, I was seeing sales hit $150. I was seeing these sales back then, and I already knew these were coming back down. There was no way this was going to hold. And seeing it now at $10, $20, yeah, this gets it.
Let me tell you something sad. The fact that there's nothing in the description about the actual book. Right? The whole description is only about the marketing by Bad Idea, and that's it. And that, like, so that sets a real bad tone for me on what the book should be, right?
So on 5, I'm giving this a 0. Simply because I have no care for this whatsoever. Not then and not now. Even at $10, I have no interest.
Yeah, and the fact that I know nothing of it.
But dude, at CGC 98 at $20, that's
I just put in a bid for $20, and we're gonna see if I win it.
No way, man! This is crazy. This has come down drastically, and it's you can pick this up for just double the price of a raw.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar, practically. You know, pennies on the Canadian dollar, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys don't even do pennies anymore.
No, yeah.
Right? You did. You stopped the pennies, right?
Yeah, unless you pay by debits. Like, if you pay with a Interact card, you're good.
First comic launch is a comic bristled, blah, 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 blah. Bad idea. ENIAC #1 hits. Nobody will be able to read that book. Yeah, this is absurd. Here is Comic Beats writing about this book in 2021, talking about people may not even be able to read this book because it's so scarce.
Yeah.
Well, go pick one up now for $20 a slab. Cut it open and read it, everybody. You never know.
That's what I was saying. Is it was really the scarcity hype train that was driving this when it came out.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I like the whole hopes and blank slabs thing because that's how I'm going to market my book if I ever freaking complete it. I just did my first edit on it, sent it to 3 people. Now I'm waiting for their feedback. One person is analytical. The other person, I've never had them give me feedback before, so I don't know what to expect. And the other person normally gives me quick feedback. So I'm like, dude, you're usually like the fastest. Just tell me what you think.
Yeah.
But the first go around I did, the person who was most analytical and the person who were least analytical were the only 2 to read it. And both of them gave me one similar conclusion in the end. And that made me very concerned. So I was like, okay, let me go and fix that and see how they like it now.
Yeah.
And then if they like it, we move it to phase 2 where I let you read it, sir.
Yeah.
You know. And don't worry, I saved all the gay stuff for the end, so you don't have to get even remotely uncomfortable until the end.
Oh, bro, I've told you this in person. I've got like so many gay friends. I don't give a shit. Like you guys.
No,
can...
I want you to make them read it. And
yeah. What was the one rule I told you?
I don't even remember what the one rule is.
I told you. You were telling me stories. You were saying things to me at Terrificon. I said, Cliff, you could suck as much dick as you want. You just ain't sucking my dick. That's the way it works.
That's like every straight person I know, except for the ones who don't say anything, and then usually that's where I actually get some headroom. Yeah. Anyhow, moving on to the next one on the list. I love when they don't say anything. It gets me all jazzed up. Next up, Nottingham #1 from Mad Dave. Like, what is happening here?
But this was good times.
I'm sure it was a good time for whoever made $4.75 off of this. You know, $30 raw is pretty fair. I see the raw price hasn't moved too much. You know, and again, this is what I guess whatever. This is like what concerns me. Like, there's nothing. No one has anything to say about the actual book. Just we were hot for it in 2021. That's it. You know, I was hot for the guy who plays Cyclops in 2021. I'm still mildly hot for him now. What does that even mean?
Now he's in Sonic.
Oh, I love him in Sonic. And I love that he's going to be in the next Avengers movie.
Yeah, the Doomsday casting stuff was amazing.
Dude, no, that was atrocious. That was horrible, but I'm happy to see their names there. But also, don't ever fucking do that again, Marvel, or I'm going to literally grab every one of those chairs and start breaking them over everyone's face at Marvel Studios.
Well, guys, that's on you. You like props to them for doing what they did. And although you're frustrated, that was the biggest live stream ever.
Yes, I know, but it was also lame as fuck. I didn't need this. They're doing it ahead of Fantastic Four. They're doing it ahead of Thunderbolts. It sadly screamed of desperation. And I'm so tired of it. Y'all fucked up your product. We all know it. You don't need to do this. And if you do want to do this, and it's okay if you do want to do this, why would you do it before Thunderbolts and before freaking Fantastic Four? You know?
The only thing that threw me off about that, and the fact that you bring that up, is because they're doing it before Thunderbolts. There was a lot of speculation that certain characters were going to die within Thunderbolts, so that pretty
much... we know they're going to be alive.
But then again, don't forget multiverse. Who knows? That's me just trying to play devil's advocate. But Fantastic Four is the one that kind of confirms that they're going to hop out from their universe that they're in and make their way into the MCU. So I've told you guys my theory for Fantastic Four is that they were originally in the 616 and they got sucked into a wormhole into this new universe, got established. Reed's been wanting to make his way back. Sue's convinced him otherwise. And then by the end of the film, when Galactus is making his way, Shalabal's going to bite the bullet to save them, because she'll probably have guilt, over the fact that she's led Galactus to the world and whatever. And they're gonna hop back into the 616. Dude, don't forget, Doctor Strange acknowledged Reed in
Did
with the
you guys have an
Illuminati.
album or some shit like that?
No, he's like, didn't you guys chart in the 60s? So that means that the Fantastic Four did exist in the 616.
Look at Mama Bear. Everybody dies. They're all coming back as zombies.
Marvel Zombies, baby. Let's go.
Dude, everything is so like blah lately. Like, anyhow, what can you do?
I disagree. I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree. But to each their own. I'm.
What do you mean you disagree? Invincible is not blah. Invincible's tapping my ass every time I watch Invincible.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
fantastic, dude. We're being spoiled galore, man. You're gonna tell me Penguin was terrible? You're gonna tell me that Daredevil right now is terrible? No, fuck. I'm enjoying every second.
No, I'm gonna tell you Daredevil is underwhelming, and I'm gonna tell you that the Penguin is just the Sopranos with a penguin skin over it. The standout to me of Penguin is A, Colin Farrell being great, and B, Christine Milioti being great. They make Penguin shine, but literally, it's the plot of 8 seasons of The Sopranos crammed into 1 season of Penguin. You know?
Sure.
Him.
It worked. It worked. You can't deny it. It was great.
Oh no, look, it's fine that it works, but like it's also like it's still the same crayon box.
Not at all, man. At all. It was so good. You look. We already knew what was gonna happen, especially to the boy. You gotta remember that Penguin's a villain, and they're gonna remind you how menacing he is, and that's exactly.
Know, but dude, to me,
it was well written and well acted, dude. I don't care what everybody says.
It was well acted more than it was well written. All right, because ultimately it was literally. I was like, oh, okay, it's literally The Sopranos. I kid you not. We could go through the whole Tony arc, and they did it in 1 season.
It was not The Sopranos, bro. You're speaking to an Italian, man. Like this was not The Sopranos. It had shades of it. It had shades of it.
It absolutely was. At the very end, we see Tony. We're supposed to see Tony for the piece of shit he is, and that is exactly what we get with the Penguin. We see him for the piece of shit that he is.
Yeah, but I mean,
the whole arc with the mom and everything, right there. You know, and Penguin does to his brother what Tony does to his cousin. It's just
similarities are there.
Yeah, wildly heavy similarities. You know, I'm just saying it did not. I'm not. Hold on. I don't want to sound like I'm totally shitting on it. I'm just saying it didn't particularly break a mold. But the acting was absolutely fabulous, and I will not deny it because really that's the most important thing. Your story has to be solid, and the story is solid, but the acting had to sell it, and the acting is phenomenal. So I'm going to give them that.
Dude, again, I say this with love.
No, you don't. Go for it. I wish you were here to spit in my mouth.
No. We live in a time, okay? We've been living in a time where us, the geeks, the nerd stuff, is part of the main staple of everything pop culture right now. Whether, you know, you want to talk about the MCU, you want to talk DC, being a fucking nerd is cool. You understand? We've been blessed with so much good shit. But now to get so nitpicky over the stupidest things, I can never understand that. So if you want to break down every single thing,
I shouldn't even break down Penguin because like Penguin is actually very good quality, well done. You know,
it is.
You know, but also it wasn't really quite for me.
That's fine.
And although Christine Milioti made it for me, so bravo.
She is for everybody. Let me tell you.
So like she's amazing.
But look at Daredevil.
Like, Daredevil. So I am not against Daredevil being in the courtroom. I am against their use of the courtroom. I find it like I find it terrible. I don't like the signaling, and at some points I genuinely found it offensive. As someone who's had to be in courtrooms to advocate for people, I was really offended. And I don't understand what they're doing with this guy who's committed all these small crimes and the bullshit that like he's a bad guy because he can only get this guy 10 days when this is how many times he's stolen. And just the fact that this doesn't even make sense for real life. Like it's just got me so upset because I was like, sit in a fucking courtroom and get some inspiration, you dumb shit. Like it, and And the sad thing is like the show's good, like it's entertaining, but that courtroom shit that they've been dragging me through, other than the White Tiger courtroom part, that part was great.
It was phenomenal.
But everything else they've been dragging me through with the courtroom has been nothing but just genuinely fucking jarring and upsetting to me, right?
Yeah. So,
and not in we should be and jarring and upsetting in the wrong way. Like it's taking me out of the show, and that's why I have a problem with it.
But I wonder, Cliff, if people are paying attention when they see things, even such as trailers. And I'll give you a prime example. Within the trailer of Daredevil, did we not see him having his exchange with Kingpin, which we saw within the first episode, right? So he's having his exchange with Kingpin, and what did Kingpin say to him? You finally went over the edge, right? Something made him stop being Daredevil. So we knew going into this season that we were going to see a good portion of Matt not as Daredevil, and that's fine. I'm happy.
And honestly, they could have done that. They could have given me 3 or 4 episodes of that. Instead, we're almost at episode 9. We're almost at the end of this series. Where the fuck is Muse?
We're at episode 6. Muse is there, and don't forget that the season apparently was supposed to be a 2-parter, and here we are. They're already, filming and doing what they have to do for the next season.
I don't know what they did. It was going to be 18 half-hour episodes. Now we got 9-hour episodes. Okay. I am ye of little faith. They've been giving us a lot of mediocre things or convoluted, incomplete things.
Yes.
Captain America.
I'll agree with you on the fact.
Captain America has suffered greatly from it. It's a good movie, at least it's a good movie, but like it suffers from being a Hulk sequel. It suffers from not having enough faith in its star. There's just a bunch of things that go wrong when you watch it, but overall it is entertaining. But it's just so, and everyone's like, oh, we can't all be Endgame. I don't need it to be Endgame, but I need to I want to feel properly invested in it, and it's weird.
But I take it in a different light, and that's why art, everything is subjective. So it's not a way where I'm disagreeing with you and gonna point the finger. What I'm saying is I'm taking this in as we have not seen him on the big screen or any TV form, Netflix, in quite some time. It's been years, right? So we're seeing his struggle post the Foggy stuff, and now after the Foggy stuff, all of the stuff he's going through, relationships, everything that happened with Karen, we're seeing him with his firm, all of that stuff, and then the struggle of resisting to become Daredevil because of the stuff of Foggy. The exchange with Punisher should have spoke volumes to everybody.
Exchange with Punisher is the best part of the entire season so far,
because it's moving the needle closer to bringing him back to Daredevil, which we got now in episode 6. So we're good to go. We have another 2 episodes where we're going to see shit unfold, and it's going to leave us on the edge for what's to come for the next season. They're doing it well. It's slow build. Marvel's done that. It's funny because everybody bitches about the MCU right now. As of Phase 4 and afterwards, it's like, yeah, but they're not building the stories properly and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, look at the first fucking couple phases. The first 3 phases themselves. We got Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. There was Avengers and everything that took place in between that. You go through all the characters. The builds were done properly. I think they're doing it very proper with Daredevil, in my opinion. And here we're going to have now Daredevil in full form. Spidey, to me, was not Spider-Man. Tom Holland is not Spider-Man up until the moment at the end of No Way Home. That then becomes Spider-Man, in my opinion, because that's Spidey. He always fucking loses everything on a personal scale and commits to, being Spider-Man. And look what he always has to do, you know what I mean, in order to do that. He sacrifices, gives up everything. It's always the same shit. He gets thrown a fucking left hook all the time, and he just gets back. So I liked that they went this route. When I watched Homecoming for the first time, I was like, what? This is not Spidey. This is not Peter Parker. This confused me, right?
You know what? I wonder if it's an Italian thing. And Matteo hated Homecoming so much. I was like, Matteo, I had some of the best Spider-Man stuff. Like, he was alone, he was trapped under rubble and had to get out of there. When he lifted the lockers to get his webbing that he made, there was too much Tony Stark. I get that, but there was still lots of Peter Parker. you know.
I didn't mind the Tony Stark stuff. It just originally watching it, and like the movie ends with Aunt May figuring out he's Spidey. I'm like, excuse me, you know what I mean? Like this is huge. You know what I mean? This is a big change for the character.
And honestly, I'm very okay with that because let's be honest, so many years of that. And then remember the first time they killed Aunt May in the comics? I always knew you were Spider-Man, Peter. You know, like so, like I'm fine. But she and ironically, she's my favorite Aunt May. Like I was just like, I love this. I love spicy younger Aunt May. She's the best.
Yes, very sexy. Because I go back to watch the Tobey Maguire stuff, and I'm like, ugh.
But that's classic old ass Aunt May, yep. and I get it, And let's be honest. When she's saying her prayers and Green Goblin attacks, and he's like, "Finish the prayer." And she's like, "Deliver us from evil." Yeah. Like, I was just like, so I'm like, that old bitch can deliver. Yep. All right. Speaking of an old bitch, we got West Coast Avengers number 45. Behold the Vision. Which by the way, this went to ridiculous. This used to be a dollar bin book, and this shit went to $13.50 graded. Yeah. Good lord.
The graded copy really fucking surprised me because it was going up to, like you see there, 1,300, which is huge. But the White Vision was all based on speculation. And then, of course, when WandaVision hits, the book exploded. A book that you could have picked up in dollar bins for the longest time. And here you are looking at, even today when I see sales as such, like $34, it still blows my mind because I've always known this book as a dollar book. So somebody who's an older collector will always look at this and be like, my God, I still can't even believe 34 sounds like it's too much money, right? But comparing to 2021 and now looking at it in 2025, I think the numbers have come down to a fair point, but I still think there's, possibilities of it coming down a little more. Don't forget, he's still wandering within the MCU. He still exists in the MCU. I think we're going to see some more Vision stuff take place. Hopefully in the upcoming movies. Maybe these are some of the characters they're keeping secret for Doomsday Secret Wars, the Doomsday casting that we saw fully revealed. You guys all know that that's not the full cast. So we'll see. But this is a book that I always look at as a dollar book. On a scale of 5, I'll put this as a 1 because it is a good book to have in your collection. I love it. But at $34, even at that, I still have a hard time because, like I said, I've always known this to be in the dollar bins.
Well, I love me some Vision. I love Vision Quest. I think $34 for a book from 1989 that's so important to the lore. I think 34 is not as outrageous, right?
Yeah.
But it is true. It's like prior to WandaVision, dollar bin book. So yeah, I don't mind this. And also, like, I can't give it a 5. Like, I can't justify it just because I love Vision. But because I do love Vision, I give it a 3. Fair. I give it a 3 all day. It's a nice, it's an affordable buy. Yeah. At number 5, I know him, I love him, and America shit all over his movie. It's Captain America 25, where Sam Wilson becomes Captain America. Rate it or hate it.
It's a great book. I like the Sam Wilson stuff. I think, what didn't jive for most, especially after watching Captain America Brave New World, is that I had a hard time believing he's Captain America. And you see him battling to take the super soldier serum, and like obviously, it's always lingering in his head, but it doesn't feel believable. Even when he goes up against Harrison Ford, dude, as Red Hulk, it was just like, I don't know. Like, if you have to think of somebody leading the charge in the Avengers, it's definitely not him. Although they're clearly going that route. He's going to be at the forefront of reassembling them. But it fell flat. It fell flat for me, anyways. But for the book,
I fell flat because they clearly didn't put enough faith in Stark. The fact, first of all, Harrison Ford gets more screen time than any Marvel villain I can think of outside of Thanos.
Yeah.
So like, and to me that's symbolic of not having enough faith in your star. I think if they had written it, first of all, I would have gone off the rails. I would have called Ryan Coogler and be like, "Bitch, get in here and rework this script." You know, I was like, "We need you. We need you."
Apparently, it went through multiple reshoots.
Yeah, no, apparently it did. And also, I'm pretty sure when you're watching the movie, you can feel where certain things didn't fit. Also, like, why did you waste your breath with Sabra? Right? Like, I would have preferred her to be a mutant. Also, why did you pick the tiniest woman in the world to do a hallway fight scene? Like, so that we can show off just how tiny she is? Because just so that we know that Red Room tiny women can kick ass? Like,
it was weird. It was
so weird. And, like, you know, I'm just sorry. There's a lot of interesting things that happen in this movie that I felt like they didn't stick the landing on.
And I didn't like the character change on her either.
Needless to say, the comics were absolutely solid. And I stand by this, and I give this shit a 5.
I don't give it a 5. I'll give it a 3.
I'm giving it a goddamn 5, because just because the movie couldn't sell it doesn't mean the comics didn't do it better.
Yeah, but again, I don't buy into him.
See, but I buy into him in the comic. In
the comic, yes. But unfortunately,
I'm giving the comic the 5 because the comic story was great. The movie, lackluster.
But unfortunately, people go based on the movies.
Yeah, to hell with them. We're comic book collectors, not movie collectors.
Fair.
Moving into number 4, Falcon and Winter Soldier #1 from 2020.
Yeah.
I can rate it or hate it. I can't.
It gets a flat 0 for me.
Like, this is why is this here? Who thought your browser has lost connection to your screen share audio? Oh, okay.
I still hear you. Everything's good.
All right, but anyhow, let me tell you, this hot. Why did they allow this hot shit to get on there? I don't even know.
So
they were crazy.
What ended up happening was, obviously, Falcon Winter Soldier, the TV show, was coming out, which, by the way, I still feel like Brave New World could have been better as a TV show, simply because the amount of things crammed into there with Esposito. Then you had Serpent Society, you had Red Hulk, you had what's his name, the leader. Like, there was a lot going on, and because of that, I just feel like a TV show probably would have been better. But speaking TV shows, Falcon and Winter Soldier is really what drove this book. Seeing it at $4 now, it's where it's always should have been. Yeah. Although I've picked up multiple copies in dollar bins. So that's why this remains a 0. This is a dollar book, a dollar bin book all day.
Yeah, and it should be. And I'm sorry, but it should be. But next up, you're going to be surprised when we see the cover. But I want to remind you that it is the first appearance of Joaquin Torres as the Falcon.
Yeah.
And it's Sam Wilson, Captain America #3.
Yeah. No, again.
This cover does not scream first appearance.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But there's so many books like that. Even if we're gonna talk classics, man, let's disregard Joaquin for a second. Go back to, I don't know, Mr. Sinister. Right? If you take Mr. Sinister, there's a cover that would have been much better as his first appearance than the one that we got. Now, when we're talking Joaquin, again, this was driven by the fact that he was going to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and lots of people started, speculating on it. And it's funny because when you look at speculation numbers within COVID compared to now, even though things are confirmed way ahead of time, we don't see books jump to absolute craziness, kind of like this, where we're seeing it now back to it's at $16, which is pretty fair. But $115 for a raw near mint. COVID, dude, it's very simple. A lot of people had a lot of income, who was getting money, didn't know what to do with themselves. They weren't going out anymore. People turned to hobbies, and there was a lot of passerbys, man. A lot of passerbys within the hobby throwing money as such. And we see some people burning out even on the YouTube scene, who were, just traveling through. And that's the way I see it. So this book here, cool book. I'll give it a 1.
It's Joaquin's first appearance. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 2 because it's not like he's not a throwaway character.
no,
So I'm gonna give it a 2.
yeah.
All right, next up, one of my favorites. In fact, such a favorite of mine, it's on the wall behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Are you blocking it or?
I might be blocking it. X-Men number 4, the first Omega Red.
Yeah, dude, so much Omega Red talk. Dude, again, rumors of Omega Red even being within Brave New World. I don't know if you remember that. But
Yeah, people will just jump at anything. Like there's no, first of all, the fact that Brave New World turned into such a Hulk sequel is insane to me.
Yeah.
But let's not even get into that. Why Omega Red? Like sometimes people are just so wild with their needless conclusions. How about we just shut up and not do announcements and just try to enjoy the movie when the movie comes out? Wouldn't that just be great? I would love that. Love it.
So, I mean, we're always going to have speculation surrounding movies or TV shows, etc. But throw all that shit aside for a second. You look at X-Men 4, dude, you're looking at some great times within comics. You're looking at Jim Lee awesomeness. You're looking at Omega Red. Omega Red, man, even in video games like Marvel vs. Capcom, I love playing as fucking Omega Red, dude. Like, Omega Red's badass. So the comic alone is worth every penny. Jumping to $50, I'm gonna be honest with you, kind of felt like it was kind of good because Omega Red was getting the love he deserves, because I think Omega Red's a wonderful character. So to see it now at $19, although again, this is one of those books where growing up, I've seen many times within bins over and over and over again for lesser than $19.
Well, in fairness, I used to see it in the $5 bin. Now I don't see it in the $5 bin so much unless it looks a little crusty and dusty.
Yes, exactly. So at $19, if you're getting yourself a near mint copy, it's not too shabby for a price tag. Although I still think you could haggle for cheaper, but I think it got a lot of love at that point in time based on speculation for multiple things. And I like I said, I thought Omega Red was getting the love he deserved at that point in time. And I'm still happy to see the book hovering around the $19 mark.
And I'm happy that I hung on to this bastard for 32 years before I had it graded and double signed. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
It's signed by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Very proud.
Yeah.
All right. Last on the list, it's Sam Wilson, Captain America, number 5, the first appearance of Joaquin Torres as the Falcon.
Yep. And again, all ties back to the Falcon Winter Soldier TV show. Don't forget, at this point in time, that's where we were at. So, Joaquin, dude, I thought the actor did a great job within the movie. I thought he did a great job also within Falcon Winter Soldier. I like the character. I could buy into him as being the Falcon. Brings that rookie vibe, you know what I mean? And it's cool to see Sam Wilson leading the charge, but again, I still don't see him as Captain America. You know what I mean? That's the only problem. The book itself, great book to have in your collection if you're a fan, especially if you of Joaquin. $13. Again, it's fair. Where it's at now, it's fair. $84 was an impressive jump. $300 though for a CGC 98. Jesus.
Yeah, too much. People were too invested.
But dude, forget all speculation for just a second. When you look at the book, those all black covers, man. You already know where I'm going with this. You're looking at spine ticks. You're looking at color break. You're looking at so many problems with that.
Yeah, so snagging a 9.8, it's like for a black cover is definitely an ordeal.
Yeah, exactly. For $82, I'm a buyer. $300, I was out.
Yeah, no, I would be out too. But you know what? A $13 pickup for this and a $16 pickup for his first appearance, I don't think it's too bad at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But again, I'm sticking with a solid 2. I'm solid 2 on this.
Yeah, I think 2 is fair.
All right. So despite all of our wild meandering and daredevil nonsense talk, because God only knows,
we got off rail.
We got way off rail, but that's okay. That was Rated or Hated. I may one day choose not cover price for Rated or Hate It, but I feel very married to it at this point.
It's good. And I'm happy you brought it up here while I'm on, so that was fun.
No, it's great. I brought it up for everybody. I'm like, how do you feel about this? And they're like, oh, that's what we're doing. I'm like, it's what we're doing. We're having a gay old time with it. A gay old time. Yeah. I will tell you this. Based on every single one of those I've done, man, spec looks like garbage because like 90% have come plummeting down, whether it's the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year retrospectives, 4 year retrospectives. It's just a whole bunch of books that were hyped for God knows what reason. And I shouldn't say God knows what reason, right? There's usually like some kind of like reason for hype. But like one thing that really bothers me, and I realize that I'm not a spec person, so I can't comment the same way. But one thing, and I tell spec people all the time what bothers me, I'm like, how often is it about the quality of the content of the book? I feel there should be a lot more respect for things like Kingdom Come, right? Like, sure. I think it's like held in high regard as a good story, but I think having a 9.8 of issues 1 through 5 is a pretty big deal because it's it's square bound and all of that.
But I will say this, Cliff, because everybody thinks in that manner. Okay, when it comes to that, I'm not a speculator. For myself, I know most people speculate because they want to pick up on the low and resell on the high so they can make a profit. I pick up books. I pick up books on the low because I just don't want to pay the premium. So that alone to me is the win. You know what I mean? Like I won already if I got it at cover price or whatever. But when it comes to speculating, I know a lot of people compare the numbers of today to, let's say, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, whatever. Let's look forward rather than backwards. Let's look forward because I think in 3 years from now, when we can reflect on 2024, 2025, we're going to have a different conversation. And, people are looking at those COVID numbers. People are looking at the boom. Look at today. When we're looking at top 10 lists, especially, dude, I'm doing cover price every Tuesday and I'm seeing a lot of the same books that are popping off. Doing the Shakers report, which is always lovely because it's new things that things you wouldn't expect to sell and selling for pretty penny. And
I'm much more impressed by the Shaker report. I gotta tell you, we're only in March, at the end of March, and there is stuff on the cover price top 10 from January, February, March. I say, man, I can't wait to hit this in a year or two. This is gonna be just tragic. Like, for instance, all those Rivals covers, I can't imagine that they're going to maintain their peak 2 years from now.
No, I told you the only, I've said it on the show, the only ones I see holding value are going to be the
Magic, Spider-Man, and the other one.
Yeah, Venom. Yeah. Those are the 3 that are going to hold because it went completely under the radar for most people because the game was not even out yet when the books hit FOC, so people slept on it. Those are the only ones that I think hold. Everything after that is going to be complete, dropped after the fact. But I think when we look at in 2 years from now and you want to compare, it's different conversations. Cliff, look, we've had books pop. What is it? It's Doom, Ultimate Universe, Absolute Universe. These are the things that are popping. Mark Spears might come down. You know what I mean? Those types of things.
I think Absolute is going to calm down a lot because, look at the volume of copies that were printed.
Yeah, there's an abundance, but it doesn't change much because people are always, if it's something that people love, they'll be willing to spend it. Maybe it'll come down, but this is the way I see things. If you were able to secure a book at, I don't know, $4 at cover price, get it graded, you spent what, $50, so you're in at $55 and you could still sell it for $80, $100, you're still in the money. It doesn't need to hit $400. So
No, I don't think it does, but I do think that somewhere down the road, like for instance, I feel like there should be much more respect on the original Ultimate Spider-Man because Bendis and Bagley put in 100 straight issues together, right? And most of it, although some of it had some quirky moments, most of it was just straight solid, beginning to end. Death of Peter Parker, introduction of Miles, like they did it all, right? So I feel there should be more respect. They're like dirt cheap now, dirt cheap. And I remember when Wizard Magazine came out, I was like, oh, you better grab this issue of Ultimate Spider-Man because Ultimate Uncle Ben dies here, and that book was huge. And now that book is pennies, slabbed. So I have my concerns, but am I having a great time reading Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man now?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Am I having a good time with Absolute? 2 of the books make me happy. So, I can't defend all of it. But anyhow, that said, it's always a good time playing Rated or Hated. Oh, my Lord. Who am I again? I'm still Cliff.
He's still Cliff. Don't ever change.
By the way, in case anyone who failed to notice, I've switched to rum and coke now.
Yeah, I saw you. It was looking a little extra dark in that glass.
Well, the dark rum and the dark coke are going to be darky. So, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing. Your homework assignments, right? Yes.
What's my homework assignment?
5 books with the theme of your choice.
Oh, yeah, here.
Did you even look at the graphic?
I missed it. Sorry. It's pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie. Lie. So 5 books with the theme of my choice. It's very simple. Look, Absolute 5 times. 5 times. No, it's a complete flex. I'm fucking with you. I'm gonna be honest.
You know what? That's no flex at all. I'm sitting on 5 copies right here, and I've got variants. Ooh.
So I'm gonna be honest. I didn't entirely prepare for a theme, but
the theme can literally be anything. Listen. Actual Dracula came on here, and his theme was Punisher on vacation.
That's cool.
And it's just Punisher at various locations being nearly murdered. It was great.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
I need to watch that. But I was watching a bit of the Drac stuff. I saw your drink. It was very like reddish orange.
The blood orange Negroni, which is right up your alley.
I gotta try that one. But okay, how about this? How about you kick it off? I'll put together a theme very fast. On the books I'm sitting on.
On the books he's sitting on. Jesus Christ. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be over here jerking it and squirting it? Like, what is this?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's see. All right, hold on. 1, 2. Okay, I literally can do this as an example, right?
Yeah, go. Don't worry, because it's going to give me time to do mine while you're doing it.
3, 4, 5. You know what? All right, so 5. Here, this is how we do it, people. My theme is Superman family.
Let's go.
So first we start off with a sign, Superman Son of Kal-El #1. I think it's the Fan Expo foil edition.
Hold on, bring that close. I want to see that before I go because that was cool. That's not. Who's it signed by?
Tom Taylor.
Very nice. That's sick.
Right? So I jumped through a couple of hoops to get this, but to get it, then to send it in to him, right? And then while I'm sending it to him, I could not send in the issue where John Kent comes out as bisexual and gets his new boyfriend, right? Which, of course, if you want to actually see them kissing on the cover, you need the 1 in 50 of the 3rd print. But that's okay. I understand. I know. But keeping love in the Superman family, how about the first time Supergirl meets the Legion of Superheroes? That's right. Supergirl tries to join the Legion, but red kryptonite ages her and prevents her from being able to join, and she is disqualified. and that's in August of 1960. In the meantime, in May of 1961, Superboy is visited by Starboy from another planet, who has also joined the Legion of Superheroes, and who Lana exploits to try and make Superboy jealous.
That's nice. I like this.
And if you know Starboy, then you know he is Thomas Kalar, and he also shows up as Starman in Jeff Johns' JSA run. And keeping with the Superman theme, Action Comics 276, Supergirl does get to join the Legion of Superheroes, and they've changed the rules, so now one boy and one girl can join. So Supergirl not only joins the Legion of Superheroes, she is joined by the first appearance of Brainiac 5. It is also the first appearance of Phantom Girl, Triplicate Girl, Shrinking Violet, and Bouncing Boy. And that is my 5-finger shuffle on the Superman family.
All right, so for me, it's going to be very simple and fast because this is what was accessible to me.
Ben Riley.
No, I'm actually going to go with what most people know me for, and it's video games. Because, dude, I'm a video game collector too, man, and I love collecting video game comics. So I have to shout out Matthew White, bro. Dude, he's one of the best in the game when it comes to 8-bit stuff. And I shared something over on Instagram today. He's been very supportive of me, and I'm very supportive of him. He had a MegaCon exclusive, and it was the only thing I cared about at the MegaCon exclusive. I didn't get to go, but did you see this Pratt cover of the Akira homage with Mario Kart? This was so fun to see as a cover. I'm not the biggest convention collector at all, but it was just such a cool book, and I'm like, man, I needed this in my collection. So there's different versions as well. Like this one's got like the cart all damaged and stuff, but Matthew Waite is just an awesome dude. If you guys are not following him, check him out. Video game books, I'm gonna hit you fast with some. Okay, I might go over 5, but Street Fighter #1.
The original Street Fighter #1. Ooh, and Malibu actually was in publication before Marvel destroyed them.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So I like this. Love this in my collection. I got to get it graded. So that's for sure going to take place. Another book I want to grade is Game Boy #1.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but
I have, but usually I have not seen it not graded. So good for you. I'm getting that raw.
Yeah, man. And dude, I have this Game Boy still, by the way. So I have that Game Boy Color and all of the above.
I have my Game Boy and my purple Game Boy color.
Really? You still have it?
Yep. And
my purple too, dude. I have a purple one.
I have the purple Game Boy Color. I have Pikachu Surf that I bought with the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
I have my original Tetris. I have my original Dr. Mario.
That's wicked. Good for you, man. I don't know if you guys remember Dreamwave, but Dreamwave kicked off Mega Man, and like I love me some Mega Man, but it doesn't end here with just this particular cover. I don't know, some people are not too familiar with this, but Scotty Young actually did a cover as well for this, so happy to have gotten this signed by Scotty.
And Scotty Young sneaking it. See, you know what I love about this most of all is that it's like different Scotty Young.
It's not the childish looking stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. It makes me very happy.
Yeah, and Scotty Young, man, back in the day, guys, like there's so much good Scotty stuff out there that keep your eyes peeled for. They go for a premium, but I definitely prefer that over some of the more recent stuff. More video games, Super Mario, of course.
Super Mario.
Yeah, 9-4. Typical Italian move of myself to bring this on for tonight, I guess.
That's is it?
Yeah. One thing I'm doing right now that I'm trying to collect and complete is the entire run, including different covers of Tomb Raider. Michael Turner was on this, man. And dude, I love Michael Turner. Unfortunately, he's not here, but dude, Michael Turner stuff
Lovely
is just
fella.
good.
Really
Tomb Raider, love it. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the news about this, but we got a confirmation date for Zelda: that's right. So we're gonna get.
Oh, look at you at your 9.6.
Yeah, first print. This is the first printing, not a second printing. So I'm happy about that. Historical book. If you're a Legend of Zelda fan, you can't go wrong with that, dude. So yeah, my Zelda.
Highly approved, especially of Zelda. Zelda deserves a little. What the hell, phone? Stop doing things. Stop doing things. Oh my God, Zelda deserves a little heat. Let's give Zelda some heat. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my God, I have 16 copies of Action Comics 1000 Jim Lee variant. I have like 27. Do you know how stupid I am? I was at a signing of nearly everybody who worked on the book, right? And I had them signing all sorts of shit. And then I talked to Paul Levitz, and I completely forget to have him sign the book. And I'm like, I wish I brought Legion stuff for you to sign. I got so thrown off seeing him in person and not having Paul Levitt's Legion stuff on me that I completely forgot. Also, I blame being there and unprepared with my lousy ex. My lousy ex should have known better.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Montreal Comic Con is obviously not on your radar, but we just got confirmation that William Shatner is going to be there. And
I'm sorry, were you trying to give me reasons to stay away? So like,
no, but I saw he's going to be there, and I was debating if I wanted to get any Star Trek stuff signed. But
you know what? Just because I don't give a shit about him doesn't mean you shouldn't.
No, for sure, dude, for sure. But I was debating if I want to get that Batman, Superman World's Finest 25 signed by him.
Should. Why shouldn't you? It's him. I'm sure he would love that. I hope they paid his ass, because if they didn't, you're going to hear it from him.
Yeah.
You're going to hear it from him. But you know what? They better have paid him, especially if they use not what's his name? Diners, Drivers, and Dives, dude. Guy Fieri. If they did Guy Fieri, come on.
Yeah, Guy Fieri.
we've successfully done many things tonight. Now, last thing is, do you want a tarot card reading?
Sure.
All right. Can you think of a question that you want answered?
Comic based or personally?
No, personally. Of course, that's what makes it fun.
Well, I was gonna ask. Do you think I'll get an AF-15 this year? Okay, personally.
I was gonna say get an AF-15. Good lord, no, make it, just spice it up.
Trying to think, dude.
Someone asked me about having children.
No, I'm done, dude. I'm done.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to. You have two, right? You got 1 and 1, right?
No, I got 2 boys.
Oh, you got 2 boys. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder the whole trying to get little slabs for them thing is so competitive.
Oh yeah. It's nuts, dude. We joked about the fact that we were talking about you coming on my show and everything, but between my personal life, this now hopping back into music slowly, there's cover price, my show on Sundays, it's so chaotic that my routine is I wake up and it's immediate, deal with the kids, get them ready, school, and then it's work, and then you come home, it's cook, get them in the baths, play with them, and then it's bedtime, and then it's showtime. You know what I mean? It's non-stop routine, and it's just so many things get forgotten in between, and so I don't know. I guess maybe my tarot card reading for you is going to be: am I going to finally sleep in 2025?
All right.
I don't know. I'm trying to
will Lando have a more organized 2025?
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm going. I'm not gonna make it out of 2025.
I believe in you. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do all right. Or do a good tarot spread.
Does it have to be a question? Can you just read somebody like?
I could just do like what your 2025 is going to be like, but I prefer a question.
Sure. Okay. But then after the show, you're doing my 2025.
Okay.
Will
So
I make
anyhow,
San Diego Comic Con?
What I try to do is I try to like put up the card definitions so that I'm like ready, but like it never works out exactly as I want to.
All right.
So,
Let's get it. Let's
we're
get
gonna
it.
go. All right. Card number 1 is reflective of the past, and it's the 2 of Pentacles represented by Green Lantern rings.
So what's this mean?
So what that means is for your past, right? It suggests that you're going to continue juggling multiple responsibilities in 2025, and that this represents a need for balance, adaptability, and time management.
Let's
right?
go.
It doesn't necessarily indicate chaos. So if you've been struggling with disorganization, this card means you're going to have a lot, you're going to continue to have a lot on your plate, but you're going to get better at your prioritization.
Let's go.
All right, your second card is the Tower. Bum, bum, bum.
That's my schlong. What is that? What is it?
No, it's not the Schlock. The Tower is actually represented by the Joker.
So what does this mean?
The Tower signals major upheaval and unexpected changes. All right. When paired with the 2 of Pentacles, this is suggesting that whatever balance or organization you're trying to maintain is going to be disrupted by a sudden external event, a job change, a move, an unexpected life shift, or a revelation of some sort, or you trying to break some habit. This doesn't necessarily mean disaster. The Tower also clears away unstable forces and helps you with a fresh start. So if you're struggling with disorganization, this card means the wake-up call to rebuilding.
This is good.
All right. I don't like the part where it says an external disturbance. I'm not like thrilled with that. Your third card.
It's gonna be you. I know it.
No, baby, no. Because, I'm DL, so, it will be fun and then I leave. All right, your third card is Temperance, represented by the Martian Manhunter. Okay? This is a reassuring and positive card following the upheaval of the Tower, all right? This suggests that after your chaos and disruption, you're going to have an opportunity to restore balance and harmony in your life. This card emphasizes moderation, adaptability, middle ground, and the essential qualities of maintaining organization. Okay? So, the 2 of Pentacles is you juggling your responsibilities and trying to stay balanced. The Tower is the shakeup or disruption, forcing change in your life. And Temperance is here for you after the dust settles to give you a chance to rebuild. All right. So overall, 2025 may not start in an organized place, but after a necessary shakeup, you're going to be able to create a more sustainable and structured life. So embrace the change rather than resisting it, and it will lead you to a better outcome.
I like this. This is good news. This is good news. Bring it on. Whatever's going to change it, do it today. Because honestly, I need sleep. I need sleep.
Well, I don't know. External forces, man.
Yeah,
Lady F, baby. I haven't seen you since this morning.
Hey, Lady Fantastic's here. What's going on?
She is. She is amazing. Love you, Caroline. So that was your Let's Get Organized for 2025. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So tell people where you are, where they can find you, and if they're going to see me on your show in the next 5 months.
Yes. And they will. They will. And that show is the weekly comic wrap-up, the show where I go through the FOC picks of the week. I bring in the aftermarket sales with the market reports, showing you guys some of those hot books that sold within the week, and then I wrap it up with the hot topics, the spicy topics. We get down to the hardcore conversations about things happening within the hobby or anything else that's happening in pop culture. So, example, MCU, DC, and all that fun stuff. And of course, you can catch me over on Cover Price, man. Go subscribe to Cover Price. doing the top 10 with Laura and the crew, and then I'm hosting the Shakers every Thursday night. So that's always fun times. So yeah, go like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
I love you, love for comics. Love you, baby.
It's it, man. Honestly, Cliff, I'm gonna say it live on stream so that like people are aware. Hit me up and be like, yo, do you have any like room for me or something? Like, don't feel like you're bothering me, you're helping me, because sometimes I don't even think of it. Like, I'll wake up on Sundays, you guys all have your thumbnails ready, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even have a guest. Then I'll hit up whoever. You know what I mean?
In the meantime, you never look at my DMs that are so sad. So sad, the DM.
Dude, okay, look, I'll even be fully transparent with you, okay? There's lots of unreads and reds.
No,
and
of course, I have that same problem. But I'm just saying, like
my own family thinks I hate them because I'm just not on social media.
There are sad DMs, dude. There are sad DMs. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, obviously we got derailed by Gene Hackman. That was we were heavily derailed with Gene Hackman.
Yes.
You know? But like, wow, boy, we really got Gene Hackman really took it out of us, apparently. Oh my God. Oh, let's see. Oh man, this is bad. January 14th, looking at your DMs, looking at my calendar, you know, and then where's the sad one? I know I wrote you a really sad one, and you're like, don't worry. And then I'm like, and then I stayed sad.
Yeah, no, don't stay sad. Cliff, all this to say, you're always more than welcome. The door is open. If you're ready to talk comics, you're entitled to your opinion, but like, I'm always ready for that. And I say that every week. I tell everybody in the chat, everybody, if you're a YouTuber or not, you're more than welcome. I was more than happy to welcome everybody, including you. So, like, you've been on several times. You're more than welcome to come back.
Oh, my God. I guess I didn't write you the sad one.
So there you go. See, it's all, blame yourself now.
Well, no, now I am blaming myself, as I've been blaming myself all week for the death of innocent people.
Jesus.
Rod. I love Rod. No, okay, so I see what happened. I was gonna write you the sad one, then I felt like a loser writing you the sad one, and I nixed it, and I invited you for comics and cocktails.
Because you should feel like a loser. Don't ever think anything, especially when it comes to me, outside of like the guy.
You know what? We should not have been drinking tonight because there's a lot of things that I feel like I don't want to say live that I'm saying. So I'm just like, I felt like a loser, and then I changed it. I wrote to you.
Cheap drunk, guys. I told you. He goes to bed at, look, it's 11 o'clock. It's past his bedtime, man. He's lying.
It is past my bedtime. Do you know what's waiting for me? My 83-year-old mother, so I can do her eye drops and rub her back with CBD cream. Like,
you're an angel. You're an angel.
Waiting for me.
God bless you, because yes, doing that, you're an angel.
Yo, there's a new, what do you call those things? Oh, Rod, thank you. Look, I'm even gonna give you an appropriate thank you.
Excuse me, please. Thank you for that. I'm gonna thank you.
You're the first person who like genuinely liked that one. Thank you.
Well, yeah, there was Tatas and Nip
It was
Slip.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, dude, that's the love of my life.
Right. Well, no, because like I thought because I chose Sydney Sweeney that more people would like love it, but like it's been tepid. The reaction is tepid.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney one.
I'm part of her fan club. People don't know that, but yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't know too many men who are not part of her fan club. You know. Also, I didn't want to get one that was too sexually exploitive of her. You know,
you should have. I'm actually disappointed you haven't, because you were talking many different things that were way over the bar that you're setting for Sydney Sweeney. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know, but that's why I have the dudes, man. That's why I got stuff like this.
No.
You know,
Bring,
like
bring,
you know.
bring back the babes, bro.
No,
Show some
absolutely
tits.
not. No, this is a gay show, so
Fuck.
like you know.
I
That's
know.
it. I gotta say no, because there's so many shows out there. Like you go watch Only Slaps, and there's lots of innuendo and ladies, and then there's like the one video that's dude like, right? So like I gotta drive home the men. I gotta bring home the beefcakes.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
fine.
flipping.
Bring them in. That's fine. If the beefcake super chats you, you beefcake him back. But I mean, the guy wants tits. Give him tits.
Well, that's what I did for Rod. You know,
There
because
you go.
Rod's a sensitive Rican.
There
No,
you
he's not. I'm just making that shit up. You know I love you, Rod. What the fuck what were we talking about? Play it again. Okay.
go. This chick's perfect. To me, she's perfect.
I know the utility belt and everything. So yeah, someday in the future, your show.
Yep.
Utility
We'll
belt.
make it soon, bro. We'll do it in like what? A couple weeks, whenever you're free.
Every Sunday, except for when I had COVID, where I just sit there and I just stare at the screen.
Oh, there was another thing. I remember I was seeing you were going live at 10, so I'm not gonna bother you. Like if you.
No, you could have. I only made that because Trev stopped going live at 10, and I was like, oh, I'll just fill in for Trev. But no. And if you
You're a
notice,
busy guy, bro.
and if you notice, when Trev announced that he was taking a full-time hiatus, I did not go live at 10. I just let him have his hiatus, and I put you at the end of the night slot when I made the Sunday thumbnails because I love you, even when I have to make the Sunday thumbnail for you.
I love you. Yes, you are so clutch. See, prime example. You know me. You know me. You're literally making slides for me that are not even the title of my show, but I love you regardless because you're a champion. For doing that, you see just how busy and horrible I am at being punctual at things. So thank you for doing that.
Yes. And I always try to shoot. It's so funny. I'm always trying to think like what you're thinking of. I always guess the wrong thing. Like last time I chose that Hush image and you chose Supergirl, and then like before that I chose Swamp Thing because like I figured not everybody is going for this Swamp Thing cover. I thought it was like really the Mondo Swamp Thing.
I fucking love that cover, dude.
Right, so I chose this, and you chose some other thing, and I was like, "Damn it, I can't ever get it right."
So, just so you know, what I do is I put some covers of what's on FOC that week.
Right, and that's what I do. I look for that stuff, and then I always choose whatever one you're not thinking of.
Yeah.
And I'm so close, so close.
Yeah, but you do a phenomenal job, man. I think the whole Sunday crew needs to. You see the love you get within our chat. We all appreciate you, man. I see everybody in there. There was 35 Cent who was here in the chat before. Katie's in there. Bleaker's in there. Yeah, man. You really put in a lot of work, and I think you guys, chat, everybody who's here, or if you're catching the replay, I know we went back and forth and we were having a lot of fun, just saying a lot of nonsense, but also talking some good points on comics and everything happening within film, etc. But I want to talk about Cliff for a second because Cliff does a lot. I'm sure you've seen him on multiple streams. The guy is literally, I think you live in front of the computer, like literally. That's how many streams you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I'll pop on the weekend and I see you on everybody's show. And not only that, you do gather and carry the torch that Durs was once doing, where he was doing the Sunday lineup announcements every Sunday, plugging everybody's shows. It takes time to do these things, guys. Like on my show, on average, I don't think people realize this, but every show there's 50 slides, and it's a lot of work to prepare these things and really have these shows ready for everybody. And Cliff, the fact that you do so many every week, kind of what you did tonight, like it's an honor to even be on here. I appreciate you because it takes a lot. And yeah, man, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for everything you do.
Oh, look at Bunkmaster getting all serious.
So every time I've been with Cliff when he's drinking, I always manage to get out this side of Cliff. Cliff went into deep talks with me at Terrificon and then went into deep sleep early at like 9 o'clock.
It was so. By the way, like the deep talks at Terrificon were so bizarre, right? Like it was just really funny.
Yeah, it was good times, dude.
No, it was, but it was like no. You know what's really funny too is like my con experiences, because I've been doing it for so long, are always different than other people. So almost like that. Like for my favorite one, I made fun of it this week on Instagram, is the line thing, because I've been doing lines to stand in line for autographs since I was 13 years old, right? So I'm just like, this is what we do. This is the shit. Like, you know.
And I was there like, nah, fuck, I ain't having this. Like, dude.
What you would have enjoyed was like the late 2000s, the late aughts, as the kids are calling it. Yeah. You would have enjoyed that, because I would be on one line. I'd have Benny on another line. Benny was one of my former teenage sidekicks. Benny would be on another line. Somebody else would be on another line, and we would all be converging. And then Benny would like call us and be like, "Yo, so and so's line is starting now. Get over there." And I'm like, "I'm 2 people away from Phil Jimenez." He's like, "Finish up with Phil Jimenez and get to the other line." And then I would run through New York Comic Con to the other line. The worst one, but he was such a sweetheart, and I'll never forget that day as long as my brain can support the memory. Jonathan, no. Who created The Walking Dead?
Kirkman, no?
Kirkman. So I had to wait in line for Kirkman 6 straight hours on a Sunday. And I had my stuff and my friend's stuff, and I waited, and I spent my whole last day of Comic-Con back on the premiere of the 2nd season of The Walking Dead. It was that Sunday, and I can't remember the year. I'm going to assume 2009. And
quick second, shout out to Travis. I see him in the chat. So what's going on, Travis? Man, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Another Canadian,
my fellow Canadian. I saw the maple leaf right there.
He's Canadian, you know. I love Canadians. So like, I'm half Canadian. So anyhow, I stood in line forever, and then the show was closing, right? And Kirkman's still there, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I will meet every one of these people." And I had a lovely 90 seconds with him, and he signed all the stuff that I brought with me. And I remember, and I went home that night, and when I was home that night, and Talking Dead came on, Kirkman was on via satellite because he missed his flight, because he stayed in New York to make sure that he finished meeting with everybody. And I thought that was great. And but like that was my most grueling line experience ever. And I had to wait in line for McFarlane for Spider-Man #1 when I was 13, and I thought that was the end of the world.
Look,
so there you have it.
I get it for myself, like, you know, having the opportunity to meet all these people. Yo, what's up? J2's in the chat too, man. I see him there, brother. I appreciate you. Been a while, man. Fucking love J2. But
listen, J2, you got a tour as soon as spring vacation comes, bitch. You got a tour de force that you got to do on YouTube. All right. I expect you to join us on the council. I expect you to join me here. You don't have to drink. Don't worry. That's why I got Comics and Company and Comics and Coffee for. Mm-hmm. And you know, by the damn J-Man, where are you? Hold on, J-Man. What did I do with all my stuff? I have no idea because I'm going crazy. Oh no! There's so many slabs, which I guess is technically a good thing.
I love how there's like a method to his madness. Like it's an organized disorganization that he's got going.
J-Mag, look!
Yeah, that's
sick. You didn't see me talking about it earlier. So anyhow, no, I don't want to blow up his spot, but like, so J2 initiated this whole conversation with, you know, my buddy Sam at the Council of Comics, right? And of course, like, I'm not helping. I'm provoking Sam because I was like, no, I understand exactly what he's saying, and blah 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 blah, right? But anyhow, they got into like a fairly healthy like debate about some stuff and whatever, and then of course, like, it's one of those things where I was just like, you guys have so much in common. You're gonna be like best friends. And like, And so like but we talked about, because both of them, I guess, like, spring break is when they're both more available, and
Yeah.
I was like, look how much you have in common. So it was one of those things. So yeah, that's why I'm saying spring break, man. Do all the shows, baby, all the shows.
Yeah, my spring break was not so great, let me tell you.
Yeah. Nah, well,
I had to stay home with both kids, bro. Like, fuck.
Right, and you have younger kids, right? So like,
Dude, every activity with the kids costs like $120 minimum. You want to take them to the fucking trampolines?
Yeah.
$120 to go bounce
listen,
around with
you
the
know
kids.
what? Honestly, you could complain, but you better enjoy it now, because when you get to the day,
I am.
Right, because your kids are gonna not want to hang out with you when they like hit 12 and 13, 14.
Yo, my dad makes fun of me because every time we get together, he checks in on me. He's like, "So, how many photos do you have in your phone today?" And like, as it stands right now, I'm at 39,000. So, just to give you an idea.
No, and it's true, but there's a special. I don't know, man. Like, parenthood is like parenthood is such a unique experience, and at the exact same time, it's also one of those things that everybody goes through. Like, so if you meet people and there's like, and the children are staggered, right? Then like, more often than not, lots of photos of baby number one, some photos of baby number two, and look, try 17. All she asked for is my wallet, but I love her. Yeah, exactly. Those fucking freaking I didn't want to freaking teenage years, right? But like, so when you meet people who are staggered, like, I'm very staggered, right? Like, my sister is 14 years older than me. Then my brother is 9 years younger than her and 5 years older than me, right? So that's quite staggered, right? So it's like lots of photos, some photos, a few photos, right?
Well, dude.
When I meet friends who, like, they're very close in age, like one of my buddies, it's his brother 2 years later, his brother 2 years later, him 2 years after, his sister, right? And it's like photos. Like,
Look, we did it that way as well. Like, myself and my brother were 3 years apart, man, best friends, and like to this day, that'll never die. But we wanted to make sure the same thing for our kids, and we went 2 years apart because they're best friends. They keep each other busy. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be causing chaos in the living room, playing with wrestlers, Spider-Man, whatever it is, toys, action figures. Like, okay, go have fun. So I love that. I want to keep it that way. But the photos thing, even though they're 2 years apart, I feel like I slack on the second guy. I feel bad. I when it comes to taking pictures, it's just like I don't think of it.
I mean, but obviously he shows up in photos, right? When
For sure. But I'm just saying,
his birthday, it's his photos. I hope, right?
Yeah, with the first kid, you always cherish and appreciate each moment because it's the first time, right? The second time,
like, oh my god, we gave birth to life. But like,
no, but like example, like my kid started, elementary school, and it's like, shit, you drop him off to school, you're going through all the emotions, and then when he's coming home, he's learning new things, and it's always a first. Whereas the second guy, like, you already lived that with the first one, right? So it's kind of that's really what it is.
And but like I said, the more time apart, the more recognizable it is.
Damn,
right?
J2, that's cool.
Now this is really funny, the Irish twin things, because I went to school with brothers who were Irish twins. Of course, they're Puerto Rican, but it was really funny. Because like one time I met their mom, like the first time I met their mom a couple times, right? And she actually lives across the street from distant relatives of mine, right? And I'm cracking up because I was like, wow, your boys are so close in age. She goes, yes, I remember the doctor telling me your husband can't keep his hands off of you. And she was like, apparently not, because the doctor was worried about her risk of having kids too close apart. Right. So of course she's like all ticked off at her husband because like, they didn't follow any of the rules. They didn't listen to any of the stuff the doctor said when she went home. And she's just like, and here they are, yeah, because we're Hispanic. Let me tell you, Irish are the white Hispanics sometimes,
No.
We have morcillo, they have blood pudding. Or blood sausage, I mean, like,
No, you guys, I'll be fully transparent with you. Just on my mom's side, aunts and uncles, my direct aunts and uncles, I've got 8. So my grandparents.
Well, your grandparents. Well, when were your grandparents having children? 19 what?
Oh, I have no idea when they were starting, but like my oldest aunt is like in her 70s now.
So let's say 1950s.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Right. So like my grandparents were having kids in the started having kids in the 1940s, right? So it makes perfect sense when you look at the timeline because there's still
8 kids, man. Like I watched my wife go through 2, man. I thought she was gonna, You ever watch the movie Aliens?
Dude, back then it was different. Remember, back then kids died left and right. So like you came from like a family of 16, and then at the end of the day, 4 of you survived, right? Yeah. My grandmother, my Puerto Rican grandmother, she was one of 16. And do you know who survived? Her, my one great aunt who was the oldest. My grandmother was the youngest. So imagine the oldest and the youngest made it, right? Dee, she was somewhere in the middle, right? And then that was it. The 3 of them made it off the island and lived and came to New York. And there was 16 of them.
Crazy.
Right? And dude, when we would get together, they would at holidays, this is what they talk about the holidays, how all of them died. How scared they were coming to New York because the plane landed in the water and dudes had to come out with boats to come and get them in the luggage from the water, right?
Crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm a couple days from getting deported. I hope you don't genuinely mean that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's huge. That's heavy.
And the thing is I mean, like, he could genuinely mean it. I have a friend who's freaking terrified. His paperwork has been in limbo for years. So, like, yeah, if someone snatched him up right now, it's a fucking problem.
I love how this is a comic show.
You told me we're going to drink tonight, and we are. So now it's just all coming out. It's just
I love it.
Out.
I love it.
You know?
This is the latest I've seen you stay up, Cliff. I'm so happy for you.
No, bitch. I was up at 1 o'clock, and I'm not going to talk about it, but a few weeks ago when I caught COVID, I was up very late, not realizing that I was having COVID, and then I woke up the next day completely blitzed. So yeah, everybody, that's Comics and Cocktails. Thank you for joining us for 2 hours and 16 minutes of whatever this was, and I had a great time. I don't know if I'm going to remember it well in the morning. Definitely not going to recommend orange juice for tonight's cocktail. Please go find yourself some nice tonic, quinine. Get yourself some quinine tonic water. Put that in it. It's got to be great.
Add more booze. Let's just do that.
Add more. I put a bunch of gin in there and a bunch of freaking dark rum.
I drank like 5 glasses and like I didn't see you keeping up.
Because you're a constant drinker. I literally drink twice a month. All right, and this was one of them. You're welcome. Actually, I think I drank 2-3 times this one. You have a video of what you did instead if you forget, Cliffy. Yes, but I don't like to go back. I'm just like the guy who played Kramer. I really don't like to watch myself. I have like a huge issue with that.
Stop.
What do you mean?
I know you go back to watch yourself all the time.
Absolutely not. I only watch myself if people like cut funny clips, like that clip of me doing Supergirl, right? Have you seen that?
You've clipped off of my show.
Well, yeah, but that was because it was so funny where I was like, I do not want to see Wonder Woman at a funeral. I like had to make a whole event out of that.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. You go back to watch yourself. Don't lie.
No, I don't. Not all the time. I gotta find genuinely funny, and it's hard for me to find stuff genuinely funny.
I love how easy it is to get him.
But like, I didn't clip this. What's this? Bo from Aussieverse clipped this, and I thought it was funny, and so I'm gonna share it. Krypton, born in Argo City to Zor-El and Laura. God damn it, show some fucking respect for the girl of steel and the woman of fucking tomorrow. Okay, Supergirl who risked her goddamn life to save her fucking cousin in crisis because she knew the importance of being brave. Supergirl, who has traveled through time repeatedly to team up with the goddamn Legion of Superheroes and has some kind of crisscross fucking love affair with Brainiac 5. Supergirl, okay, who has been challenged repeatedly, had some bizarre ass fucking kryptonite fucking poisoning. Supergirl, who teamed up with Power Girl, another alternate version of herself, so they could defend fucking Kandor as freaking Nightwing and Flamebird. Supergirl, okay, who goes off into space with fucking Crypto because a little girl needs protection from the destroyer of worlds. Super motherfucking girl who's bashing in the skulls of brainiac fucking robots, even though she's terrified because she lived on Krypton long enough to see that motherfucker show up and steal a fucking city right off of their planet. That's who the fuck I'm talking about.
You can't.
So wait,
Cliff, I think the best part of that is how gangster you look, because that right there looks like it's a video that belongs on fucking World Star, bro.
It's like super motherfucking girl who was bashing in Brainiac skulls.
My God, I love when you get worked up like that. Love it.
You know, because that all, so you can check that out on Aussieverse. That was the sidekick lineup that we were doing, and he's like, "Oh, which Supergirl?" And I was like, "How dare you question me?"
Oh man, I love when you get worked up like that. And I said, you looked. That's the most I've ever seen you look so gangster. Like that's the most gangster I've ever seen.
And that was 5 a.m. too, because these motherfucking Australians, they just drag you out of bed. Drag you out of
Your
bed.
poor mother of 83 is hearing this in her sleep.
No, she's too deaf to hear it, so she was fine. But
Thank
she
God.
was wondering like what I was doing up so early. I was like, oh, I just couldn't sleep, dude. That was the most brutal day of work because by 3 o'clock I had 0 left in my tank. 0. I didn't even
Really
have.
not. You had a lot in your tank.
Yeah, no. In the morning I did. I didn't have it at 3 p.m. And then at 4 p.m. we had to do a training thing. And the entire time at 4 p.m. I'm like, and then the other girls in the room were like, oh, and I'm like, no, don't yawn, you can't yawn. And at 4:57, the clinic lead is like, yo, just get the fuck out. Like, just we're done.
Hilarious.
All right. So it's been 21 minutes of me saying goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to go over to Black Crown and Cover Price to go see more of our beloved Lando. And sometime in 2025, I will return to the weekly wrap.
He's not coming back. Never.
You know, that's okay. I'll just keep having, every time he puts me out 5 months, I'll just keep having him back here.
Fair.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And, you know, the usual, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to keep the algorithm super fun. All right. Love you, folks. Thank you all. Have a